Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for yet another YouTube video as part of my Airlines Decoded series. Now if you're thinking, wait, wasn't it called like airline reviews or something like that? Yes, I changed it to Airlines Decoded sometime this year because I realized that that name is much cooler. But today we are going to be flying Emirates all the way from Miami to Dubai on their 777-300ER, which is going to be 14 hours in economy, which is also one of the longest flights I've ever taken. So I'm super excited to do this, and without any further ado, let's get started. See, bye. So the train that you just saw, that was the one that was going to take me to Miami airport, but apparently it was early and we were running late, and the next train is now not until another hour, which is not going to be enough time for me to like get to the airport in time for check-in opening. So now Abi is gonna drop me all the way to the airport down in Miami because we are late and that was a contingency plan. So yeah, we are going down to Miami in the car ride, but instead of me taking the train. But yeah, that's the new plan. Let's go to Miami. Here we go again.
Welcome to the Emirates. What's your final destination?
Mumbai.
India. Who's flying?
Just me.
Just you?
Yeah.
A few moments later.
Alright, so just got done with check-in and security. A check-in kind of situation happened where like my carry-on bag was like a little bit overweight, but it was not that much, and the guy was like really rude. Like I know my bag was overweight, but like he was very rude. But then we just like repacked and then we came back, and the other guy this time, the second time when we went to check-in, he didn't even ask if I was traveling with the carry-on. He just measured my check-in bags, which were exactly 2 weight, and he let me through. He didn't even ask care about my carry-on. But like, come on, don't be like rude about it. Like just say nicely that I was a little bit overweight and like give me like alternatives. Like it was not that much as well. But yeah, whatever, it was not a good start to the trip, but I know Emirates is a very good airline, so they can more than make up for it. Now I'm gonna go get some food because I am hungry, and from there, let's see, we've got like almost an hour until boarding starts, so I'm gonna get some food, eat, and then go to the gate. Alright, now that I've gotten some food inside of me and I feel a little bit normal, let's talk about a couple of things. First, where am I going and why am I going? So I'm going back home to India for my winter break, and this flight is going to go from from Miami to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Mumbai, which is going to be my final destination. But I'm only going to be filming the first part of this as part of this Airlines Decoded vlog. That is going to be from Miami to Dubai, which is going to be 14 hours, which is one of the longest flights I've ever taken, and that's going to be part of the review. The second half of the journey, that's from Dubai to Mumbai, it's a part of another video which is not going to be part of the Airlines Decoded series, but if you want to watch that, subscribe to my YouTube channel and please like this video, really helps. But yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to Emirates, not just because I'm going back home to India, but also because Emirates is one of the world's best airlines to fly in economy class. And it's not just I that I'm who's saying it, multiple people say it, like Skytrax. And if you don't really believe Skytrax because you're an aviation geek, then I'm sure you believe people like the Point Sky and things like that. There are many people out there who say Emirates has the best possible economy class product, and I've actually flown them before. When I first came to the US, I flew Emirates on my way over here, and I took a similar 14-hour flight from Dubai to JFK back then, and they were absolutely fabulous. They were excellent. So that's why I'm again so excited to travel back. I know it's going to be a very long flight and I'm going to be tired by the end of it, and I'm super excited to see what Emirates has to offer, and I'm so excited you guys are joining along. So let's go and get this journey started again. Miami to Dubai, 14 hours. Let's do this. Hello, how are you? 45K?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
As soon as I entered the aircraft, I couldn't help but notice that the aircraft we were on featured an older version of Emirates' economy class cabin, which, not gonna lie, brought my excitement for this flight down by a tad bit, as having flown their newer seats on the A380s last year really left a good impression on me. Nevertheless, these seats were not bad by any means and still one of the very best among airline economy seats, and I was still excited to try this offering. However, the boarding process though was very chaotic, with a bunch of crying children adding to the atmosphere, and my seat being all the way in the back of the plane was no help at all. And now this is my seat 45K, which is going to be my home for the next 14 hours, and it comes with this nice fluff pillow along with some Emirates branded headphones and a pretty good blanket.
Now that I'm settled into my seat, let's quickly do a seat tour.
Right, first things first, I could clearly see the difference in the size and quality of the screen from the newer ones I had flown last year, but they are still a decent size and similar to what you will find on other airlines. Now below the screen you've got volume and brightness adjustments. Below that you've got a universal power outlet. Then next to it you have a remote to control the screen itself, but again it is very old, just like the screen itself. Next to that you've got a USB-A port, a headphone jack slot and a cord hook. Below all of this you've got a cup holder which is inside your tray table itself and comes in very handy when you have just drinks out, and you have a tray table itself which can be used in partial or completely open settings and is adjustable as well. The only problem that I had with this tray table is that it was very tough to close the latch, and that was a problem just with my seat, but I think that is just the seat showing its age, and I kinda expected it after looking at the aircraft. Then below that you have got the seat back pocket, which is already filled with my camera gear, but here you'll also find an in-flight safety manual, in-flight magazine which is making a return after COVID, and a sickness bag just in case you feel a little sick in your flight. Now Emirates on its long haul flights also gives out amenity kits to its passengers in economy, which I think again makes them the only airline to do so, and this one comes with this weird element paper or something, along with a pair of socks, toothbrush and toothpaste and eye shades. Now again, I'm not gonna lie, the contents of my previous flight amenity kit were a little bit more extensive than this one, but anyways, an amenity kit is better than having no amenity kit at all. After this, it was just waiting as we finished boarding and started our pushback. Now while we wait for my dinner to arrive, which is going to take a while, spoiler alert, 4 hours after takeoff, Anyways, let me show you the IFE system, and this is the one thing that didn't disappoint. Emirates' ICE, which stands for Information, Communication and Entertainment, is one of the very best in the world, and it is hard to be bored with so many choices available. With 14 hours to kill, I was able to finish both the Top Gun movies along with 3 to 4 episodes of Friends, and there was still a lot of things for me to watch. But I do have 2 complaints, and first is the route map, and that is it was extremely limited compared to the one that I had used on the previous flight, which of course had a lot more functionality, and I am someone who likes to be informed about all the details, but I think that can be just fixed with a software update, so that was not a big deal. Second is the responsiveness of the screen. Even though it was a touchscreen, it was very tough to navigate, with it being extremely laggy, tabs going wrong all the time, and my remote control not coming out of its storage slot, and so it made it extremely tough to use the IFE screen. Now let's talk about something a little bit more exciting, and that is food. So finally, after 4 hours of starvation, food arrived, and I went with the veg option, which was paneer masala along with the rice and lentils, which was also accompanied by the salad topped with feta cheese and a chocolate mousse, some crackers, honey chips and butter for the bread. And for beverages, I went with a glass of water, and there also came a glass of water with the tray itself. As for the food, it was absolutely delicious, full of flavor, great portion sizes, and this is one thing I don't have any complaints about. They also offered tea and coffee after our meals, but that seemed a little rush, obviously, since it took 5 hours into the flight to finish the meal service. After the meal service was done, the lights in the cabin were totally dimmed with this star mood lighting put to help passengers sleep, since this was a red-eye flight, but I on the contrary decided to stay awake and get some editing done for my Black Friday vlog, which is already up on the channel, so go watch it using the link in the bio after this one. But the reason I was not sleeping was because I wanted to align my sleep schedules with that of India, so I wouldn't experience jet lag when I got back home, or at least the effects would be minimal. Now I tried to get some sleep after a couple of hours of editing, but I just wouldn't get any sleep at all, so instead I decided to experience the views outside the window as the sun started to come up as we were flying over Europe. As most of the cabin was waking up, they also started with breakfast service, which was ironic as it was lunchtime in the time zone we were flying in. Anyhow, I went for the Western breakfast option, which was eggs, potatoes and spinach along with some fresh fruit, a cold bread roll along with some blueberry yogurt and the usual condiments of cheese and butter, and for beverages I got myself some tea and orange juice. Now the breakfast just tasted like the one in my college cafeteria, but again it is very hard to get breakfast right on a plane, so I'm not complaining as it was still a really good meal, especially the fruit, which was super fresh. My only complaint is that it took over an hour after I finished my meal to clear my tray, but luckily I had a seat next to me empty, so I could get out, or else I would have been trapped in my seat until it would be cleared. By the time my breakfast tray was cleared, the sun had already started to set, the seatbelt sign turned on as we had already started our final descent into Dubai, and this is a good time to reflect on the flight itself. First, I'm completely going to ignore the on-ground experience as this was a totally isolated one-off incident, and my next interaction with the different customer service agent was extremely friendly and pleasant. Now, let's focus on the actual flight, and let's start with the seat itself. Having flown on the A380 last year, my mind would obviously want to compare this product to it, and the one word I would use to describe it would be underwhelming. The seat by no means is bad and still one of the best in the world, but having flown a far superior product with a much more comfortable seat and a 10 times better IFE screen leaves a lot to be desired, especially on a long haul flight. Next comes the IFE, which was absolutely brilliant with multiple choices, and definitely Emirates shows how it is the market leader in this segment, so no complaints over here. Then we have the food, which was absolutely flawless, great options and big enough portions, so again no complaints over here as well. The only problem was how long it took to serve the food after takeoff, and it being a red-eye flight, I'm sure most people wanted to get sleep a little bit more earlier. Now that brings us to the final element, and that is service. Service for me was the biggest disappointment of all, more than anything else. I have flown multiple times with Emirates before, and their crew is always engaging, on their feet, and truly one of the best in the sky. But this time that was not the case. They were clearly inefficient as seen during the meal service, both the times, sloppy, and when asked for help to fix my in-flight remote, they were not at all helpful. This crew definitely didn't feel like they liked their job. So, to answer the biggest question, did Emirates feel like the best economy class in the world? Well, no, it did not. But I have nothing but admiration for this airline as a whole, and I really hope that this was just a one-off isolated incident and they come back stronger the next time I fly with them.
Thank you. So that was Emirates in economy class. Was a pleasant experience, not the best I would say, but that was what it is. I hope you guys liked the video, so please go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. There's one more video coming after this, so make sure you stay for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.